Miami! To mission control, we have the down. Phinhub! Phinhub! We talking Dolphin City! Phinhub! Yeah! It's that Dolphin Show! Phinhub!
Welcome to the Phinhub Show, the one NFL podcast you can't leave off your roster. Now here's your host, Joey and Kevin Tejido.
All right, welcome into another episode of the Phinhub Show, powered by BetUS. If you guys haven't already, make sure to check out BetUS and use code YouTube150 for 150% bonus on your first deposit. The next few deposits will be for 125% bonuses, so make sure to check out BetUS and use code YouTube150 for that 150% bonus. Get started on BetUS today. So the Miami Dolphins will be facing the Houston Texans this Sunday at Houston. Big game with a lot of playoff implications for both teams. So before we get into that, we have some pretty big news. So the Miami Dolphins have officially agreed to part ways with Odell Beckham Jr., the Miami Dolphins wide receiver 3 at the time. Pretty crazy how things did not pan out for him and the Dolphins. He finished his career in Miami with 9 receptions on 18 targets for 55 yards. Not impressive by any measure. Not what we expected from Odell Beckham Jr. We even have Tyreek Hill, who it seems like was calling out Odell Beckham Jr. for his effort on plays and during the season. And I think all in all, this is a good move, a good situation for the Miami Dolphins to leave behind. And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm surprised we didn't see this coming earlier. I mean, this is a guy with a me mentality. He's always been about himself. Uninterested in games because he's not getting the ball enough. But then you see guys like Tyreek and Waddle. They're not getting the ball, but they're still blocking their behinds off. They're doing everything possible, going 100% on every play. You know, OBJ, unfortunately, we should have seen this from the beginning of the signing. The next progression in this offense was always going to be tight end, right? We got a guy in Jonnu Smith. Did we expect for Jonnu to be this great? We kind of had some predictions, but we didn't expect it to actually come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, OBJ, in a weird way, I'm happy he's gone. He's not a good locker room guy. Not to beat a dead horse and beat him on his way out, but, you know, this team has got through so many ups and downs this year, so we need guys that are going to be behind us rather than worrying about their stats or if they're getting the ball enough. Ultimately, we have guys on this squad that want to win, and I think it's showing like big time, especially with a guy like Tyreek that has been saying throughout the years, like, hey, I want 2,000 yards, I want this. Now he's just like, bro, I just want to win. So, I mean, you know, unfortunately, he had to go, but in my opinion, good riddance.
Yeah, I think moving off of OBJ is just a great deal for the Dolphins at this point. We don't need someone who isn't going to contribute, isn't really a team player, just worrying about himself. And like you said, especially when you have Tyreek Hill, who is really been such a positive impact on the locker room and really rated the number 1 receiver, the number 1 NFL player last year. And this is the guy who this year is saying, look, he's not coming anywhere close to the stats he had last season. Yeah. And he's not complaining about it. He's still playing his butt off, doing what he needs to do, even if he's not getting the ball, talking about the run game and how he needs to block and him and Waddle need to block. And I think that's important. Actually, Tyreek Hill was recently asked about the run game and what has changed and what needs to happen for that to become a better part of the offense. And this is what he had to say.
I think when Tua got back, me and J-Dub just decided not to block no more. We just like, we got to catch the ball now. We just got to do in this offense, schematically, you know, it takes all 10 guys on the field to block, outside of Tua, obviously. Everybody has to do their job, you know. Obviously, if you want a 7-yard run, offensive line, like they got to do the dirty work inside. Now, if you want big plays down the field, like from the run game, the receivers got to get involved in that. Receivers, tight end, and stuff like that, et cetera. So we just got to continue to like battle it out. Last game, I believe we had a long run with A-Chain, but it got called back, unfortunately. But We just got to continue to like chip away at it, man. Like guys got to continue to like trust their fundamentals, trust their techniques, and A-Chain, Raheem, Jalen, whoever's back there, those guys have been doing a great job of staying patient, and just waiting on their moment. So
yeah, Tyreek Hill had some jokes there in the beginning, but all in all, like just a great leader, really showing his leadership there, showing that the stats don't matter and that he's just focused on winning out for the Dolphins.
Yeah, a lot of fans probably look at that $30 million price tag and they're like, okay, the production's not matching up with the dollar amount, right? But from what I see from Tyreek is a true leader, a guy that is an example on the field and not necessarily 100% off the field, but on the practice field. He's showing that he needs to go 100% on every play. He's a really good role model in that sense for young guys to basically emulate their work ethic off of him. And I just love it. I love the transition. I actually thought that Tyreek would have been more so of a guy that's like, hey, I'm not getting the ball. I'm going to throw a tantrum. I'm going to be a guy like an OBJ. That diva role. Yeah, get me off this team. I'm only getting the ball 5 times. Or I don't even know what the hell he said. But at the end of the day, love a guy like Tyreek for this team. I love the wonders that he's done for Tua's confidence. And he's turned this thing around with Tua. Tua's a confident player because you literally have the best player in the NFL ranked by his peers last year. I'm not saying that he is 100%. Telling you that you lead by example and we need to follow your example because you hold yourself to such a high standard and your play on the field is showing that we need to follow. And it's just done wonders for his confidence. Even Mike McDaniel towards Tua. I know a lot of people don't like McDaniel at this point, but if it wasn't for McDaniel, he wouldn't have. Like Tua probably wouldn't have been unlocked in this league. Yeah. So it's just a lot of positives to come out of this negative season. And we're still alive. Let's see what happens. We'll get into that now. But
Tyreek actually talking about Tua and his leadership and how he's improved, and he had a lot of like really kind words for Tua lately. And this is what he had to say about Tua.
For me, Tua, ever since I got here, man, he's been great at all of those things, man. But for me, I've said it, like, he's gotten better, man, as far as, like, just being a leader, man, inside of the locker room, dog. When obviously the word against him when I first got here was, like, nobody likes him and stuff like that. But as I began to, like, be around the guy and stuff like that, like, I can see that every guy on this team, in this building, everybody loves him, man. And just the way he like controls, his offense, like this year alone, like really sets him apart, from when I first got here, man. And to me, I feel like we've gotten a whole lot better. Like a lot of people, a lot of people may look at it like at the stats and say, oh, you guys were number 6, 2022, number 1 last year, and you guys are like number 15 this year. How are you guys getting better? And Tua, by far, he's gotten better, like has taken control of his offense and, giving us all direction on exactly like what he wants from each and every one of us. So
yeah, Tyreek, McDaniel, these guys have added to Tua. They've seen what Tua was, or they saw what Tua was before he actually became this in the NFL at least. And I think they've added so much confidence to him and given him the liberty to be this guy on the field, given them the liberty to be this leader for the Dolphins.
And in my opinion, it wasn't that hard to see. I mean, Tua flashed excellence in Alabama. He was, considered the best quarterback in that draft up until he broke his hip. So it's not like Tua's this guy that overnight, oh my God, look what they did with this guy, like Brock Purdy, right? And he's not Brock Purdy that was Mr. Irrelevant and then turned out to be a pretty damn good quarterback in the NFL, right? And I know some of that could be attributed to, oh, he has Debo, he has this, he has that, he has the best tight end, he has a great running back. But we've seen from Tua that when he's not on the field, that production just isn't anywhere near. We can't even win a game. We can't score 15 points. So Tua is really showing that he is, in my opinion, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And if he's not elite yet, he's knocking on that door.
Right. Yeah, I think Tua's definitely shut up a lot of people. There's still...
They still make their noise.
Still a lot of chatter about Tua and whether he's actually a good quarterback or not, which is mind blowing. But people are gonna have their takes. They're gonna think whatever they think, and they're gonna die on that cross.
Those are just the bitter wise. That no matter what you do right, they're just gonna come home and they're gonna be upset. They're gonna tell you, oh, look at you, you're such a slob. You might be in a suit and you're still a slob. You're disgusting. You're all this. So those people, we should pay no mind to them. It's a joke at this point. So
Well, the Miami Dolphins are going to be going to Houston, a huge game with a lot on the line, and Bradley Chubb is one of the names that we were expecting to come back for this game. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. McDaniel just recently said that Mike McDaniel wants to hold him off another week. So it looks like the next time we'll see him is against the 49ers. Patrick Paul looks like he also might be getting the start over Taron Armstead. Taron Armstead last week didn't necessarily go down, but it seems like he tweaked something in his knee. He's been a soldier for us this season, really doing amazing work for us, battling through injury the entire season. And my heart goes out to him. He's a great leader, and I hope he can recover. But it looks like, the torch might be passed down now to Patrick Paul.
I mean, we have to see. We don't know the severity of that knee injury. I would like to think that no matter how great Patrick Paul plays, once Taron Armstead's ready to go, they're going to throw him back in there, right? But I think it gives us a good opportunity to see what we have in Patrick Paul. And, he might be the future at left tackle. So this is a good... So, yeah, Patrick Paul is going to have a hell of a test against this group in the Texans. Those defensive ends, man, they're number one in sacks in the NFL for a duo. And let's see, man. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are tremendous talents. And you like to think that they might rotate, so he might get a look at both of them. And let's see. But this is the ultimate test. Let's see what we have in him. And I'm pretty confident in his ability. So,
yeah, it's definitely going to be a big test. Houston's defense has been pretty good this season, and they've been holding opposing quarterbacks to the lowest completion percentage. So Tua's got his work cut out for him here, but he's been fire the last 4 weeks, just going off. 300 yards in the last 3 games, with completion percentage at least over 70 in every single game. So Tua has been money.
And no picks.
So Tua's been doing this thing, wheeling and dealing, and hopefully the Miami Dolphins can come out with another victory to get to 500 on the season and climb up that wild card ladder.
Yeah, I mean, we've missed some opportunities to getting back to 500. So this is a huge, huge game. Playoff implications on the line for both the Texans and the Dolphins. And this is pretty big because this can maybe start a snowball effect for the Texans, right? And this is important. And for this reason, the Colts have the tiebreaker against us. We're basically going to be sharing the same record maybe till the end of the season because the Colts have a joke of a schedule in front of them.
Right.
The only team that I feel like has a chance of beating the Colts is the Denver Broncos, which they play now. But let's say the Colts take that. They might run away with that, but we just won't be able to catch up because we got to keep winning, right? But if they keep winning and the Texans start losing, I mean, they can start this Sunday with us. I believe the Texans still have to play the Ravens. And there's another team in there. So that's where you could get those 3 losses for the Texans, right? And then it wouldn't matter if we're tied with the Colts because they would essentially take their division
right
over the Texans. And then, maybe we take it from the Broncos. Maybe we take it from the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers still got to play the Broncos. The Chargers still got to play a couple other teams that are pretty hard gets. And this, so as the weeks go, we'll see how much closer we are to it actually being a thing. But playoffs are definitely still in the picture. So let's see how it goes.
So yeah, the Miami Dolphins definitely have to continue taking care of business here in order to make the playoffs, but they're also going to need help from some of these other teams, and hopefully we can get into the wild card spot there. But the Dolphins just got to continue doing their thing.
Yeah, just got to keep winning. It's week by week. At the end of the day, I think me and you have said we're not doing any more of these predictions. It's just get in there and win. We don't know how we're going to win, but we got to do it. I think it starts with Tua. So Tua just needs to keep on with his efficient play, and we got to take off on offense.
All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out BetUS and use code YouTube150 for a 150% bonus on your first deposit for up to $2,000. That's YouTube150. Get started on BetUS today. But that's going to do it for today, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Fins up.